Hello Virgo, welcome back to the channel. I'm Jen with Bohemian Path Tarot, and we are doing December readings today. Okay, strength and the lovers have come up in almost every reading today. Not that you're not special. Oh, Queen of Wands. Ooh. Okay, so let me do my little preamble here. This is a general intuitive reading for a general Virgo audience. So please take what resonates for you. Ooh. Oh, wow. I'm officially jealous now. Sorry, I got distracted from my preamble. Please take what resonates for you and leave the rest for another Virgo. I'm going to toss out a bunch of examples for how these energies might play out, but not everything is going to reverberate with you. I invite you to check out the videos for your big three major astrological placements, so like your rising sign, your moon sign, and your sun sign. But of course, you're welcome to check out any video that you're drawn to. On the table, I have here the Star Maiden Tarot and the Runes for a Modern Life. Is that what it is? Let's see. Runes for a Modern Life rune deck, and the classic Wisdom of the Oracle. So let's pull a rune card. Lagos, nice. And an oracle card. Ooh, that's too many. Let's try that again. Not for you. Okay. That's okay. We can handle that. Hello, friends. Let me interrupt the reading from the edit and just explain that I had to put a modesty bar on the judgment card due to YouTube's sort of modesty guidelines, shall we call them. We can't have nudity, even illustrated nudity, in our videos. So I just had to protect that. So sorry about that. We'll just have that little cute little bar for the rest of the reading. My apologies. I didn't catch it during the reading, but I'm only human. Anyway, carry on. Thanks for watching. Okay, interesting. Let's start with your rune here. Laguz is a yummy rune. It's a rune of success and prosperity, but a kind of gentle rune of success. It's more of a dreamy, go with the flow, let success come to you, let success flow to you. It's more of a let it come home to you. There's more of a sense of there's a feminine energy. It's not the forceful go take charge and go grab your success. With this card, it's the feminine version of that. Let it come to you. Receive the success. That's not necessarily about inaction. You still have to participate in life, right? But it's a gentler sort of vibe. It's psychic. It's about trusting your intuition. It's about being secure in who you are and who you have to offer and your own authenticity, and then going with the flow and being true to who you are, trusting your intuition, trusting the process, trusting the flow, as it were. It's a very watery. Laguz means lagoon, water, flow. So trusting in the sort of feminine flow that will bring sort of what's right for you to you. trusting in your own sort of feminine attraction, no matter your gender, right? Trusting in that sort of feminine process. How about? There we go. Now, interestingly, on the other side, we have not for you, which is the card of if something is showing you that it is not right, that it is not for you, then, God's, any form of rejection is God's protection. So if you don't get that job that you applied for, thank goodness that's a bullet dodged. Or, if a relationship doesn't work out, you have a bad first date, for those of you who are seeking, bullet dodged, that one was not for you. And the one that is for you is maybe the next one. The one for you is still out there. So, if you have been seeking something and the right one has not yet come along, or you've experienced a rejection, it just means that one was not for you, but the right one is out there. The right one is still, on the table or in the environment, and your the flow or laguz, or the sort of trust your intuition that the right one will be brought to you when you're in flow, when you're in alignment, right? Okay, I think I've belabored that long enough. Let's look at the tarot. We have such an interesting first column here. We have the Strength card, and we have the Four of Wands. The Strength card is all about feeling confident, magnetic, secure in yourself, in who you are. It's the ability to stand up for yourself and the truth of yourself, the truth of your needs. And sometimes strength means even having to ask for what you want, or clarify what you need, even, if talking to customer service or asking for the manager or something. It's kind of like being a Karen without being a Karen about it. You know what I mean? Having to stick up for yourself sometimes, or stick up for your kid, being a mama bear, but without being a jerk about it. Being able to ask for what you need, but in a confident, secure way, not being a jerk about it. That's the Strength card. Having the confidence and the magnanimous, I don't know what word I'm looking for, but having the confidence and being gracious enough to be honest about who you are and what you need, and being clear about it without being a jerk about it. That's paired with the Four of Swords. The Four of Swords is a little bit of a healing card. It suggests that maybe you recognize if something has not gone to plan, or maybe something's taken a lot out of you, or maybe you've experienced a loss or a disappointment to some degree, and you need to take a little time out. This can be a spa day, self-care, going to the salon, going to a yoga class, however, self-care needs to show up, or however you take care of yourself. Sometimes people do it in an active way, right? Sometimes it's taking a shopping day, whatever. But it looks like in this first week, there may be a situation where you stand up for yourself, or you show up for yourself, or you present yourself in a way that, and it could even be something like a job interview or a first date, where you show up and you show up as yourself. And following that, you need like a little spa day, or a little, take a half a day off or something like that. Give yourself a little time for healing. The next week, or roughly the next week, we have the Queen of Wands paired with the Eight of Pentacles. Now this looks like an extremely industrious week. The Queen of Wands is a card of, similar to the Strength card. They are related. They're both Leo cards. And Virgo, I know you're not a Leo, but they both demonstrate confidence, magnetism, charm. This is also boss energy. The Queen of Wands also likes to be in front of an audience, She has teacher energy or litigator energy. She is not shy in front of a crowd. So this could very well be you teaching or presenting an argument. Again, it could be something like a job interview, defending your thesis, in some way presenting some information. Now, for some Virgos, this could be someone like a Leo, Aries, maybe Sagittarius, that has something for you, maybe in the field of creativity or in a field where you would need to present something in a similar fashion. But I think for most Virgos, this is you needing to present something, maybe in a job interview or maybe as a teacher or in a position like a teacher. Or litigator, or presenting an argument, debate, something like that. And it goes very well. We also see this paired with the Eight of Pentacles. This is, the industry card. You see always on the Eight of Pentacles a central character making some whoozy whatsits. And she has made just a whole bunch. She's got lots of orders coming in. She's very invested in what she's doing, and she's doing it perfectly. And so we see you doing this thing with all the love and attention to detail as you are known for, Virgo, and making a bunch of it. So we see you working very hard and using all of your skills and talents, your charm, your ability to be in front of people, even if you don't think like that's your best thing. We see you doing that, and this other more practical, maybe even heavy lifting, or getting your fingers and getting your hands dirty, whatever this practical thing is, and being very practical and getting a lot done, and moving things forward. And here is this week. We have two major arcana cards here, Judgment and Death. And unlike this week where we see you getting a lot of stuff done, I think this, you're going to be more aware of something else happening in your life. Judgment and Death are all about transformation. And Judgment is kind of coming out of one chapter of your life and coming into a new chapter in kind of a new way, deciding I need to be seen, or I need to be living my life in a new way. For some people, now Virgo, I'm going to use some examples here, and this is not going to be necessarily how it is for you. This is just an example. But it can be the kind of thing where somebody decides, I don't want to be in teaching anymore. I want to open a food truck. I'm going to leave teaching and I'm going to go follow my passion and be a food truck. It could be that sort of thing. It could be the kind of thing where someone recognizes, even though I was married for 10 years to a man, I have feelings for a woman. Judgment can come up when somebody makes a kind of big life change that comes with a role change, from teacher to baker, from straight person to maybe not so straight person. It doesn't have to be that dramatic. These are very dramatic examples. But very often the Judgment card indicates some sort of role shift. I'm going to drop out of college because I am just not feeling this degree and I don't know what to do with my life. It could be that kind of a thing. Or I am bored in my retirement. I'm going to go back to college. It could be that sort of thing. Or maybe not so very dramatic. I need to change my working hours so I can be there for my kids when they get home from school. That's not a huge dramatic shift, but it's different. So there's the piece with Judgment where there's the realization that who I am or how I have been living does not fit who I am, and I need to make a change, and I need to share it. I really need a change. Now that's paired with the Death card, which is the transformation card, right? So I always use the example where the butterfly has been a caterpillar, but the caterpillar can't be a caterpillar anymore. It isn't even a choice. It isn't even like, I don't want to teach children, I want to make cookies now. It's like the caterpillar literally can't be a caterpillar. There's a thing that happens in the caterpillar where they just climb up a twig and they start spinning the cocoon. It's biologically programmed, right? They have to now become a butterfly. And the caterpillar spins the cocoon and they're inside the cocoon and they become goo for a little while. And 2 weeks later, or whatever it is, after some painful non-form, after they're a bit of nothingness for a while, they bust out of their cocoon and now they're a creature of the air. They can't crawl along the ground like they did anymore. They have to be this whole other thing, you know. So I've belabored this piece enough. These are major cards that signify some huge change or transformation. So it's just not going to be the same. Whatever choice you're making here, it comes with like almost a biological imperative that like you can't do things the way they were. So whether you tell your boss you have to quit, or you need to work in a different department, or you're retiring, or whatever it is, there's a huge shift here. And then in our final week, we have one of my favorite cards, the Six of Wands, which is a victory and recognition card. So the Knight of Pentacles comes with some sort of message, an invitation, something that inspires your action. Maybe it's an invitation to a job interview. Maybe it's the actual contract. Maybe the loan for the food truck that you wanted to buy comes through, and you sign on the dotted line and you get the food truck. And then we have the celebration that you got your food truck down here. The Six of Wands, that's obviously just one example. How it might play out for you, Virgo, there's a myriad of ways it could play out. But we end the year on some sort of announcement, invitation, something that requires you to take an action, make a change, commit to something that is so exciting and wonderful and feels like such a victory, something you've been looking forward to, something your friends and family members might be jealous of, or at least will celebrate with you for the end of the year. This isn't just like the New Year's Eve party. This is something you've done. This is something you've achieved. This is something you can celebrate. So, Virgo, on that note, even if it feels like there has been something that was not for you, there is something that is flowing to you because you're trusting in your intuition. You are showing up as yourself confidently. You are sticking up for yourself, even if you have to take a nap afterwards. And you are being productive, confidently productive. There is a shift that is almost coming with a biological imperative, a change that has to happen. And here comes that invitation or that message, that news that feels like the biggest victory that you've felt in a long time. Congratulations, Virgo. What a way to end the year and ring in a new one. I'm going to leave it there. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If so, I invite you to like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, all that good stuff. In any case, thank you so much for joining me. Until next time, take very good care. Bye for now.